Hey everybody, this is Steve 87th here. Getting ready to show you what my next project is going to be. So these are some clips and pictures that I've taken. The first part are from Google Maps. So I'll kind of explain it a little bit more as I go along. So this is a little shack that's on a siding that's on the Puget Sound and Pacific Railroad. So this little shack, I tried to figure out what it was at first, and then, have been here a couple of times, and then I noticed that what they do is they actually unload fertilizer into this. So the truck pulls into this shed, and there's a rail car that normally sits on the other side, and there's this auger loader that they use to transfer from the train car underneath this little hole into the shed where the truck is going to be sitting at. So what's neat is this shack is kind of beat up. It's got this auger machine, and then I was looking at this auger and I really didn't know how it was powered, because there's no electricity, there's no generator or anything like that. And also, how does this whole thing work? So I was able to go up, nobody was there. You saw where the crossing was. As I went in and I looked in, and this is how I knew that it was an auger, because that's actually just a concrete pit that they put underneath the rails, and they just send it up into the bucket area of the train section. And then the trucks are loaded in this area. You can see that it's all smacked up with a bunch of things and has some tarps hanging down and all that. And so I thought that this would be a really cool thing to recreate. Now, luckily for me, this siding has kind of two positions. So I looked down the rails and I went, oh, let me go look at the other position and see what they're doing. So I was looking, well, they've got an air compressor there, which I'm not sure why. I think that's for the brakes. But then they also had another loading machine. And then I went, oh, so the loading auger is actually run by the PTO of a tractor. So knowing that that's a little bit different, it's like, okay, now I got to figure out how to make all that work. So while I was there, I also took some other general pictures. That's the secondary one where I was at. That's my car. You can see there's a little bit of something over there on the side, some wreckage. I decided to go look, just kind of see how this whole thing works and what I have to work with. And there's also a propane siding that comes off of this as well. And then I noticed that, well, they had a bunch of cars that apparently did not have a good day, and they just left them there on the side too. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but that's kind of a cool little thing to see that's kind of different, because you can see, it's really messed up. And so this is me starting the build of using a conveyor belt for underneath the tracks, which I started before I even knew what I was doing. So research did not help me on this one. So, okay, what am I going to do now? So since I found the research and understand how I'm going to do this, I'm going to go through a series of videos with you guys showing you what I did to make this happen. Now, why am I doing this now and not later? And I'm actually only making a small diorama of this. It's only going to be a small portion of what the whole thing would look like. I'm doing this because Jack had another contest for a scratch build. Now, what's different about this scratch build is he doesn't want us to use any type of things from a hobby shop. A craft store or a hobby store you can do, but you can't use anything from a hobby store. So you can't use plastic, you can't use any sheet metals sort of things or anything like that. So this started to turn out to be a pretty good build. So first I've got to build the shack. Um, then I've got to build the auger machine. The tracks, that's not a problem, right? The tracks are really easy. And then I've got to build the base and all that around there. So I'm going to show you guys what I did to go through all of this um, over the next couple of videos that I release. This has been kind of time consuming for me because I've been taking the videos for Jack Jack. I have to consolidate them all into one to give one entry video. But I decided I needed to start showing you guys what I was doing. So I hope you guys enjoy this series as it's coming up. Again, this is one thing that I just saw and I thought it was cool, and I thought that it would make a really good scene on the layout. So that's why I'm building it. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up there. Subscribe, and hey, tell other people what I'm doing. This might be a neat project for people to watch and all that. As I scratch build, not using any, well, I don't want to say any, but restricting myself to what I could find in craft stores and stuff. All right, everybody, thanks a lot and have a good day.